Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, I just want to ask, how's everybody's day or night going? Drop down in the comments below how you guys are doing. I know that today was quite a trip in regards to the overall markets. Currently it is about almost 2:30 in the morning where I am. Today was, quite a big event around crypto with the CPI numbers, things like that. We've seen a ton of updates. We've seen a lot of price action in the negative aspect, but, any sort of negative price action in this market is more of a, positive price action for anyone out there that, is buying the dips, especially when you see some major sell-offs like we did see today. A few things that I'm watching for is, regulations around this week. And Jeremy Hogan, does say, this is a huge week in crypto law. The Ripple summary judgment briefs will be filed today, although we won't see them until Monday. And a decision in the library case is expected this week. These two things will affect the entire space for years to come. And we do see down here, I might make a call on the Ripple case after reading the briefs on Monday, or I might chicken out. Haven't decided yet. And that is what we are waiting for. On Monday, we will see those briefs, and we did see James K. Fallon update those briefs on Twitter. A lot of it is kind of hidden. You won't really see any of the information until Monday. We are definitely waiting closely, for that. I think that right now, with like the library case, I think that the library case is very large because it is on par with what the XRP case has been built around. So I think that the library case decision is huge. I also think that the summary judgment briefs are something to look forward to as well. I know that this case, is not moving as fast as most people anticipated, but, we are still seeing some major updates coming out. We know that, until the end of this year, there's a lot of events to look forward to in this lawsuit. And I do think that by, quarter one, possibly even quarter two of 2023, this case should be over with. Hopefully, we definitely have to watch closely, but a lot of updates have been being pushed, and, I definitely have been watching them closely. Now, also, I want to share with you guys the fact that when we look at regulations, the biggest aspect around these, regulations is just kind of getting past them. We need them ushered in. We need this to really kind of be streamlined. And why is that? Well, you go and look at some of the innovations that we have seen already with Ripple. For example, their major partnership with Travelex Bank was one of the biggest ones of the year. And yes, this was the start of crypto-enabled payments in Brazil. And this has been a long time coming. But also, remember, right, like as we do see regulations being ushered in, as we do see XRP having clarity, that is when we really will see the major fireworks. That's where we, start to see not only massive amounts of volume, but value being pushed over the XRP ledger, over the on-demand liquidity, mechanism, and XRP possibly, gaining some traction in regards to, some price figures, as well as a ton of volume in, pushing it up the list on the CMC list. Now, when we look at this, right, Brazil is a huge market. We did break this down back in August, I believe, is when we seen this, with $780 billion plus in payments sent into Brazil annually. Crypto will facilitate more affordable, faster cross-border payments. See how our solution will help. And I just want to let you guys know that when we really kind of look at, retail markets, comparing it to the global markets, it is a night and day difference. Shout out to Anderson for this, but we do see, the global retail remittance market does roughly about $700 billion per year in, transactions. And trust me, like going back to this, like this $780 billion is not that significant when you are always like looking at like the $1 trillion, markets that crypto is disrupting. But that $780 billion is still a very significant amount of money to disrupt. Especially when you look at like crypto right now, like the market cap of crypto is sitting at around like $1 trillion. So that is a huge market when you compare it to crypto's market cap currently. Yeah, is it going to allow XRP to hit, the $100, $200, $300, $400 mark? No, it's not. But again, it doesn't need to hit those numbers. Honestly, I would argue that buying XRP between 20 to 40 cents, for an example, and seeing, we'll say, $10 to $20, that's a huge amount of money to be made. Again, we don't really need the $100 plus marks, but will that happen eventually? Yeah, 100%. I do completely agree that it will. But we do see down here, the global FX market handles about $6.6 trillion per day. That's right. Read that again. Retail remittance is just a start. Yeah, I mean, $6.6 trillion per day is huge. We talked about that global FX market back in August as well, and it is a very substantial market. Do I think that XRP will go after that? It's hard to say. I mean, when we really kind of look at what's happening right now with a lot of these partnerships, like the one in Brazil, I thought this was a monumental moment in time for any XRP holders out there because it does show you where Ripple is positioning themselves. They are expanding rapidly. They are building out some major connections, and this is all focused on on-demand liquidity. This is going to be huge for XRP because it is going to provide that $780 billion possible volume to be pushed over something like on-demand liquidity, utilizing XRP as the settlement mechanism. And we do see down here like more than $780 billion in payments are sent into Brazil annually, making it an opportune market for both Ripple as well as customers who will benefit from the capabilities of crypto to enable cheaper and faster cross-border payments. And remember, like I said, it's always focused around cross-border payments, and I think that this is only the beginning. I mean, like, this is just one of many markets that, XRP will go after and Ripple will go after. And, I'm very excited for this. But the reason why I bring this back up is not because Ripple just posted it, but because I want to go back in time to this guide that they released out on their, website. And it's kind of funny because I look forward to the day where we see a lot more guides like this, where it's, faster payments into X, country or X area. And Brazil's only like Brazil's one of many that Ripple's already going after, but I do believe that we will see a lot more reviews like this. But the reason why I bring this up is they do mention the SME flows. They also mention the remittance flows. They also mention a few other things within this. They do talk about stated digital asset regulation. There's no specific clarification of digital assets. Guidelines for digital assets are again, there's a lot of issues here in regards to like regulations. There's not a lot of discussions around it. So again, it's kind of perfect moment for Ripple to kind of jump into the Brazil market, but also, there still needs to be regulations around the world ushered in for, proper, I would say, innovation to actually happen. So, again, it is what it is, but we do see over here winning move would be work with a local clearing agent that has an FX partner set up for your business use case. And then down here, they do also mention a little bit more around TravelX. We do see, we view this partnership as a strategic opportunity that will, bring the benefit of crypto to many in the region in a safe and compliant way. TravelX Bank has always been a forward-looking company, and we're pleased to be leading the charge of traditional finance or financial institutions who are embracing the benefits of crypto and utilizing its power for real use cases that can dramatically change the way we move and manage money. And also, here is that $800 billion in regards to Brazil's cross-border payments volume. It is a very large amount of money, and I do think that that is actually going to increase once they do utilize Ripple with XRP. And they even do see down here, about Ripple's payment solution. And they do mention how it works. They also mention their customers, which I love to see the fact that they are still mentioning Bank of America as being one of their, customers. The funny thing about this, right, is we've questioned on if Bank of America was still working with Ripple, and it seems like they are. It seems like they, I mean, at the end of the day, them partnering with Ripple is not a big issue in regards to like legality problems. Them utilizing XRP would be a concern. So it kind of makes sense that they are still labeled as a customer. I think that a lot of people thought that we would see a lot more customers kind of leave once we did see that SEC case announcement, like MoneyGram, for an example. But I think that a lot of these major companies are still aware of what Ripple is doing, what they are, I would say possible of doing as well. So, again, the potential here for some of these companies like Bank of America or any sort of bank and financial institution is extremely massive. And we do see over here the value of Ripple's payment solution, free up working capital, which we all know is the biggest aspect around their solution, but also offer lower cost, enable faster payments, and expand into new markets, which we will see a lot more of that happening from some of these partnerships. And I do love to see like XRP at the forefront of this solution. You do see XRP being labeled here, not once, not twice, but over 4 times on here. And if you're talking about like the text diagram of XRP, XRP is mentioned multiple times on this little bit of a solution diagram, which again really kind of shows you the value proposition behind XRP as well. And we do see supporting 60 plus countries and 115 currencies. And here we have hundreds of customers strong. Again, like just seeing some of these diagrams really kind of puts it into perspective how undervalued XRP actually is and how large of a company Ripple is building out to be. Again, I say that, we focus on regulations quite a bit because it is a big barrier and an obstacle that Ripple needs to get over in order to achieve mass global adoption of this solution. And once we do see that, it is end game for XRP. Like that's where we will see a lot of value being unlocked from XRP side of things. And I do think that utility will start to shine. I would argue within like the next 3 to 5 years, like utility will matter greatly. I still think it even matters right now. I mean, me personally, I feel a lot safer putting my money into XRP than into something like, Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. But that's just me, of course. And again, going back to, Brazil, I think that MENA is going to be a huge area too, leapfrogging towards a digital currency future. We do see down here, they do talk about the MENA countries. They are looking to diversify their economies away from fossil fuels, really kind of looking at green energy and green energy solutions. And, what better way of utilizing something like the XRP ledger for CBDC issuance for, a green sort of transition, would that be? I mean, like, think about that. Like, that would be huge for them. This is why I do say, like, DLT is going to be the focus point around a lot of like financial use cases as well as like CBDCs. I mean, it just makes sense for CBDCs to be issued out on these DLTs, which is always the thing that I focus on, right? A lot of people think that, oh, well, CBDCs, they're just going to utilize, any DLT. They're going to use private DLTs. They're not going to utilize, whatever, this, that. First off, the XRP ledger could be utilized in a public and private basis for CBDC issuance. Also, two, these DLTs in this space they're all diversified by their technology stack. A lot of them have better efficiencies than other ones. They offer more. There's a lot of things that, play a role in CBDC issuance. But I will say this. We won't get to that point of CBDCs being fully issued out unless we see tried and tested, pilots running, them running tests, things like that. And we have already seen the XRP ledger kind of be chosen for a few CBDC projects in regards to like issuance. But I also say like, we might not even need CBDCs. We could just utilize commercial grade stablecoins, which again, still need to be issued out on a DLT. Like this is why I say focus on the extremely efficient DLTs and focus on the ones that are green. Although a lot of people don't care about green technology or green solutions in crypto, I want you guys to understand that it is a major focus point, especially around some of these major areas. And they do break down like what is CBDCs, the regional adoption as well. And we even do see down here like what sets this apart from global CBDC research projects is that it is the first dual-issued CBDC implemented on a blockchain, enabling fast, low-cost, efficient payment rails superior to the current SWIFT platform utilized between the two countries. And this is talking about the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia. Two major areas. And also, we do see like up here, many concurrent shifts showcase why MENA is primed to be a leader in CBDCs. And they do talk about this pilot. And also, yeah, I mean, it's all focused on cross-border settlement. Like cross-border settlement is the focus point here. And what better asset to utilize for instantaneous cross-border settlement than XRP? I'll tell you right now, there isn't one. And also, yes, like when we look at this and we focus on this, CBDCs are going to start popping up quite a bit. But I also do believe that there is going to be commercial grade stablecoins as well. And, all of these are going to be far more efficient than SWIFT. This is why I say like SWIFT needs to start doing something now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, now. They need to adopt in crypto. And again, I share with you this because I don't, necessarily believe that like Ripple is trying to replace SWIFT. I honestly think that Ripple could complement the SWIFT platform. If SWIFT does adopt in the Ripple solution utilizing XRP, that would be a monumental moment in time for SWIFT to be ahead of the global push behind crypto, because it will unlock instant settlement. It will unlock on-demand liquidity. It will unlock massive efficiencies around the payment and financial rails that are in place currently. It will ultimately push the spectrum of crypto adoption to new heights. And I want to say like that is still a possibility. Again, a lot of these major, giants that everyone said like, oh, they're too big to fail, like Swift, right? Because it's 25% of all banks globally that are already assigned to Swift, 11,000 of them. People will think that, oh, Swift is way too big to fail. Listen, when we have something like crypto, this technological advancements like no other, it's either you adopt it or die. It's that simple. When we look at like financial use cases and financial, technological advancements, you need to adopt in this technology. You need to be ahead of the curve, or else you will just fall behind. And ultimately, there will be other major platforms as well as like major payment networks that will be years ahead of you by simply adopting one specific project, which would be like Ripple with XRP. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.